Hello there, fellow Automachefs. I finally did it. I got 100% on level 17 Meals on Wheels, and this was a breeze compared to that stupid High Friers level. Also, I want to note here that I noticed that I had a small bump in traffic the past week for Automachef stuff because I think it was free on Epic Game Store. However, there's a small problem. The Epic Game Store version I think is outdated compared to the Steam version. Steam is running on version 380, the last numbers on the version number, and then the Epic Game Store was 9. Because I'm working with Aya here, and I could not get 100% on High Friers using the similar build. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Game is a little bit lacking in terms of balancing, but anyways, when I get into the build, this was fairly straightforward because I used all the tricks I learned from Aya from High Friers into this level. So I want to get into it. We got 2 meals here, the helicopter meal, which is the Texas burger and fries, and then we have the Jet H meal, which is the big salad, and then hot wings, and we have 2 lanes as usual. So this is what we're gonna do. We have a similar sorting system as in High Friers. We got these conveyor belts set to 3. Once again, once you reload your save file, you want to double check to see these are not set to 5. You can save some power there immediately. Alright, so these conveyor belts here are set to 1 because the speed doesn't matter. In fact, you can turn them off if you have an order reader slot free. I think I have some slots free here. Yeah, I can just connect them to these belts here and say turn on for 1 second on order, and then it'll be off. The reason why I don't care about the speed is that these auto arms are going to place it onto these conveyor belts, and then an auto arm will pick it up and drop it straight off onto the next area. So these don't even have to be moving. In fact, you want them to be not moving to save power. So we split it off here. This is the restaurant side, this is the drive-through side. The orders are going to be coming through here and through here. They're going to go down, and then these order readers will activate these arms 1 time based on meal and the delivery area. Then these arms will pick it up. I spaced them to 2 because once again, conveyor belts are evil in this game. If you use as few conveyor belts as possible, you're going to do well. So as you can see here, it just goes down this way and then turns this way. It goes down here and then turns this way. Now, if you take a look at this, I have this arm filtering the Jet Age meal, and it's going to drop it off to the left side right here. This one is filtered for the helicopter meal, it's going to drop it off to the right here. It's connected to this order reader, which is connected to restaurant and helicopter meal. And this one is connected to restaurant Jet Age meal. So remember to set the filter on the arms, otherwise it'll grab everything. These arms are set to grab whatever. And same thing here, helicopter meal on this bottom arm. The Jet Age meal on this top arm right here. Same thing with the order readers, drive-through Jet Age meal for this one, and then for this one, drive-through helicopter meal. Drops it off here onto this conveyor belt. Alright, a couple of things to note here. I believe the liquid ingredients do not count towards your ingredient usage, so you can waste as much of it as you want because it's a liquid ingredient and they're counting things that can be quantified 1 through whatever, you know? So yeah. Okay, why don't we go over this one here first. So this one makes the Jet Age meal, and it's just going through here, this section here, this section here, and then this section here. This is the fry line, don't get confused, and go over it one by one. We got high speed dispensers for all the dispensers, it saves power. We got long arms for every arm, that also saves power, and I've oriented them to turn 90 degrees only to save more power as well. I've set all of the moving conveyor belts to 3, and the ones that don't need to move to 1. So this one, these need to move because it has to go through the food processor. You can probably set it to 2 and still be fine. But for now, I just set all of these for 3. My build isn't completely optimal because once I hit 100, I just stop because I'm like, I need to move on. I'll come back. There's a few tweaks I can make to this level to make it even better. If you guys have lower numbers, let me know what you did in the comment below. I love seeing your guys' builds and be like, oh, that's something I didn't think of, or I'm like, dang, I missed that. Okay, so we got the raw chicken here, the egg, and the bread slice all set to 2 seconds. My mouse is broken. It's going through this conveyor belt set to 3 and into this food processor. This long arm picks it up, drops it off here into this assembler. Everything's set to normal. I had some issues where if I set to power saving, it would kind of be too slow and the meal will fail. You could probably tweak that. Okay, so this makes breaded chicken pieces. This arm picks it up and puts it into the Frymatics, which is set to power saving. This arm will pick up the fried chicken and put it into the advanced assembler, which is making hot wings and is set to normal. Here we got hot sauce, initial load 50%. We got the pump. You can probably tweak these. I don't think this really matters, to be honest. Amount of liquid to pump 20 milliliters. Seconds between pumping actions 5. Now this arm, this long arm picks up the hot wings and puts it down here. Okay, let's take a look at this one. The big salad. We got salad dressing set to 30% initial load. We got 50 milliliters being pumped every 5 seconds. Now this is being fed by this arm, okay? This is the fry line. I love long arms, but when you debug your build, it gets so confusing because you're using the 2 spacing as much as possible to either give your build a little bit more space, because I need to move this down, right? This Frymatics was blocking it. Anyways, we got the bread slice here set to 2 seconds. The arm is going to pick it up, drop it off into the grill. The grill is set to power saving mode. This one is going to pick it up, the toast. You gotta filter for toasted bread slice, otherwise it'll just pick up the bread before it's done. Get dropped off right here into this line here, which is gonna get processed. We've got mushrooms, carrots, and lettuce all set to 2 seconds. These belts are all set to 3. It's gonna go through the food processor. This arm is gonna pick it up and drop it off into the assembler, and that completes this meal, the Jet Age meal. I keep forgetting which one's which. I didn't sleep, by the way. I stayed awake to reset my sleep schedule. I ate like a chocolate ice cream cone. It was delicious, but it has caffeine in it, so now I couldn't sleep because I quit caffeine, and now I'm more sensitive to it than ever. So anyways, and then we'll take a look at the order readers. So here we have it, tick for both restaurant and drive-through for the Jet Age meal. I'm going to dispense the exact amount of ingredients, so everything is one time. This one is connected to the electric grill, the food processors, and I'm turning the grill on here for, oh, not that one. I can't really move this, it's a little annoying. For 15 seconds and a food processor for 20 seconds. These timings I did not optimize, so you can probably put them a little bit lower. How I do it is I kind of eyeball it, and then I'm like, okay, this should be good enough. And I set it, make sure it works, and I keep lowering it by 1 second, one at a time. So I would lower the electric grill to 14 seconds, run it again, see if nothing fails, great. Write down the amount of power I used and my efficiency to make sure my power usage is going down, not up. And then go through that. For some reason, by turning it on for less time, I actually had cases where power usage would go up. Something else was being affected. I don't know how or why, but that's why I do it one thing at a time, lower 1 second at a time. Okay, that food processor and that food processor. So this is the frying line for the helicopter meal. High speed dispenser for potatoes at 2 seconds goes through the food processor. The arm picks it up, puts it into the Frymatics. The Frymatics set to power saving. And then we got the long arm picking it up, putting it into a packaging machine. And it's set to fries. And it's going to go through. Here we got the raw patty here. Again, 2 seconds. The long arm drops it off into its grill, which is set to power saving mode. And then this picks up the cooked patties and drops it off into the advanced assembler, which is set to normal mode. Here we got hot sauce, 10% initial load. We got barbecue sauce, 40% initial load. And the pumps are set to 10. Oh, I'm trying to click on this. There you go. 40 milliliters every 5 seconds. For the one that was more. 10 milliliters every 5 seconds. Is that for the hot sauce? Yeah. And then this one is pumping everything from the mixer. The mixer is gonna make the spicy barbecue sauce, and that's set to 50 every 5 seconds. So if you look at the ratios, it's 40 to 10 and then 50 total. That's why I have those numbers set. So the sauces are going into the pumps are feeding into the mixer has to go into another pump, and then the pump goes into the advanced assembler. Alright, so here we have the tomato and the cheese set to 2 seconds. This conveyor belt set to 3, goes to the food processor to get shredded. We have the burger bun and the lettuce set to 2 seconds. This belt is also set to... Wait, this one could be set to 1. That would... I'll just leave it because it might block the food processor. And then this smart arm grabs it and puts it into the assembler this way. Now we'll take a look at the order readers. It's drive-through, restaurant, and helicopter meal. Because there's only one production line for both of them, that's why I have both of these ticked. And everything's set to dispense one ingredient. Here we have the lettuce and the potato here, and then I have the grill turned on for 15 seconds and the Frymatics on while orders pending. Food processor 10 seconds and then 5 seconds. This one I'd set to 10. This one you can lower these numbers for sure, most likely, so you can save even more power. Anyways, Frymatics you usually want to set to on while order is pending, because you have to consider the fact that when you get the order in, these things have to dispense, it has to go through the food processor, get loaded into the assembler has to finish, and then get loaded into the Frymatics, and all the while it's counting all of that time as well. So usually 20 seconds is the max you can have. It's not enough, because when you get orders back to back to back, you gotta add a little bit of buffer time, because it's just waiting for this to finish before it goes in here, the second time. Anyways, that's enough. We're just gonna run it. Yeah. So I think this belt you can probably set to 1, and then all of the timings you can definitely lower it. I didn't optimize it for this level because it was a lot easier to get 100%. And once I get 100%, I'm like, I'm good, I could probably... I want to reduce footprint here with the conveyor belts. I'm not sure. So the reason why you want to increase the time when they're back-to-back orders, so on power saving, I think it's 7.5 seconds to cook the food. But you also have to consider the time the arm takes to drop the food off here and then remove it. Well, removing is not that important, but that plays a role when you have 2 patties or 3 patties on at the same time, and the order came in pretty much right at one after the other. The time for that has to be a little bit longer for the second patty or third patty to get off the grill in time. There you have it, 100%. We got our bill of costs of $247,750. Once again, money spent doesn't really seem to affect the efficiency score for most levels. 143 ingredients used, 2,053 watt hours 20 meals delivered, 0 meals failed for this one, and we got that sweet 100%. Man, yeah, I can't talk coherently today because I didn't sleep, but there you have it, folks. Hopefully that helped you guys, and hopefully you enjoyed what you saw. If you have any questions, comments, things you'd like to see or for me to cover, please feel free to leave a comment down below. And as always, hope you guys are staying safe and sane out there, and I will catch you guys next time. Screw this game sometimes. Efficiency scoring is weird.